Dead? Dead bird. Good. Back! Everybody's going crooked today. Back! Back! Correct yourself, son. There you go. Atta boy! I like seeing dogs make a decision without me having to make it for them. You know, it's springtime and most everybody's either fishing or turkey hunting. And some of us die-hard duck hunters are trying to work the kinks out of their dogs. Mainly because we know it's about to get stupid hot in the summer, and springtime's probably one of the best times to dog train. And it don't have to be all day, but you know, we've got a perfect afternoon here. Why not run some dogs? There's things that springtime brings that wintertime doesn't, and especially in the south, you have to worry about ticks and snakes. There's not a whole lot you can do about snakes. They're here, they live among us, but watching for them, trying to run them off the best you can. Some people shoot them, but we just try to run them off the best we can when we see them. But ticks, there are things you can do to protect your dog from ticks, tick-borne diseases. So, and yourself. The spring, the heat, the tall grass, there's all this stuff just makes ticks move. And wearing yourself a repellent of some kind is the best way to protect yourself. But with dogs, they don't really have a repellent for dogs yet. And the only way to keep them safe is to give them a monthly, treatment for ticks or preventative for ticks to keep them from having them latch on and give them any kind of tick-borne disease. But if you do present yourself with an issue with ticks in the field, there's a lot of ways to get rid of them. Easy home stuff like Dawn dish soap. So Dawn dish soap is a surfactant that helps break down the exoskeleton of insects. And the first thing Dawn will do on a dog is get the ticks to release. And the second thing it does is kill them. So if you do have an infestation and you too far from the vet or you're somewhere there isn't a vet, Dawn dish soap, lather them up. It doesn't hurt the dog one bit. They put it on baby ducks in Alaska. Dawn is the best way to go trying to get rid of ticks, especially on the fly. And Dawn's cheap. Picking them off with tweezers is also works. But if you do find yourself in a tick infestation, go see your veterinarian. That's the best way to go handle it. The other thing with snakes, if your dog does get bit by a snake, immediately take that dog to the vet. Go, just leave. Stop whatever you're doing and go to the vet and get that taken care of. There's really nothing you can do. Benadryl doesn't work. There's anything you can give over the counter that can keep that dog alive, especially if it's some kind of very, very venomous snake that we have here in the south. Anybody, you want to go do it again? You want to go get some more birds? Go bumpers? Let's go. Sit. Here. Sit. Yeah. Good. Way back. Back. So, heat is another factor in the spring, late spring, and summer for sure, that most people understand in the South, but it's hard to gauge it because of the way we feel it. Dogs feel it differently than we do, and they will act like they're great until they're not. So when you have a 90-degree day and you're training, you've got to be very, very careful with your dogs. Water is a great source, but water can also cause them to have a heat stroke or heat exhaustion faster than just being dry. And kenneling your dog directly when they're wet, like this dog coming out of the water right now is soaked. If I were to put this dog into a metal kennel or a plastic kennel that's in the blazing sun, it's going to steam and he's going to get hotter faster. So what's the best way to counter that? You can dry him with a towel here, or you can stake him out, tie him off to the bumper of your Ranger, or let him just be out and dry for a little while before we put them up and put them in that kennel. The other thing is to watch for how they're breathing. Listen to them. Look at their tongue. How far is it sticking out? If the tongue's dragging the ground, hey man, this dog's tired. If the dog's weak in the rear end, if you've ever seen a dog get weak in the rear end, you know they're tired, they're probably hot, and they're on the brink. There's things you can do, is basically training at the right time of day to prevent this. So training early mornings, training late afternoons. You know, watch your temperature, watch your humidity. High humidity days, it's terrible time to train dogs, but if that's all you've got, make sure you do it early in the morning. Make sure you might have a little bit of a water access to get your dog wet, or have a drink just to cool them down after a session. If your dog does have a heat stroke or does collapse from heat exhaustion, you have to get them somewhere to cool them down quickly. So if your dog's muddy and you've got an air-conditioned vehicle, get them in that air-conditioned vehicle quickly. If you've got access to a water hose, get them cooled down. But once they start cooling down, we need to get them to the vet. Plain and simple. That's the best bet to keep them alive, because once a dog goes down from heat stroke or heat exhaustion, they're on limited time. There's a lot of things that shut down in their body. Their liver, their kidneys, everything starts shutting down, and you don't see it, but the dog sure does feel it, and we don't know it's happening, and it's the best bet is just get them to the vet in ample time so they can get them treated, get them cooled down, and save your dog's life.